All right, so first we are going to come over here and click this little plus icon, go to job, and I'll just enter it as if I'm the customer. So job name is last name, first name, and then reported by is going to be, it depends on what the referral type is, whether it's a contractor or an adjuster, which is non-program, or like a TPA. We'll say contractor, and then you just, in referred by, let me see if I can just find you just start typing their last name, and then let's just pretend this guy's a contractor, and then click it. If they're not in there, you have to add them through the contact manager, but that's something generally the office does. So I skip job size, skip office name. I put the date of loss in if I know it. So only if I know it. And then the loss category is usually going to be residential, although it can sometimes be one of these other ones. We generally don't fill these out. We would fill in the CAT reference if it was a hurricane job, but most jobs you're not having to do that. And then loss type, you're just going to choose which one it is. You don't have to do a secondary loss type or anything like that. Lions. Oh, I would put trauma probably. If you're not sure, you can go with other, but. So then we come down here, and this is where we fill out the customer's information. Let's just do the office actually. First, it'll start to like try to find it, and you just click on it. And then you do a phone number. You have to do at least one. If you don't know it, you can go in with all ones, but you have to put something. And then 9 out of 10 times, you're just going to click for the job address, same as customer address. But like, for example, if this customer had 2 homes, one in Cape Coral and one in St. Pete, and St. Pete was the one that was affected, their Cape Coral address would come up here, and then their St. Pete address would be entered down here. But most of the time, you're just hitting same as. Yep. And then you have to fill in the internal participants. The estimator is going to be the account manager. So we would say Maria. Coordinator is Mr. Chris Pride. Supervisor is Bryant. The foreman is going to depend on what type of loss it is, or what type of division it is. If it's anything other than fabric, it's Jay. If it's fabric, it's Bo. And then accounting, you would always put my name. We don't usually fill in marketing.
Would marketing be Snake's Acker?
In my mind, it would be, but they don't use it that way, as far as I know. So, and then down here, you're going to fill in everything all the information that you have. So like, the insurance carrier, the adjuster. If you don't know who, one of them is, for the time being, you would just leave it blank. And like, say, I know this is Nathan. If I just choose him, it'll automatically fill in the carrier that he works for. And then the girls don't usually fill in the rest of this. I will sometimes put the contractor if I know who it is. You could do that as well. In Dash, contacts are split into like buckets. So you would never, like, if you look, you wouldn't be able to list Nathan Smeltzer as a contractor, because in Dash he's listed as an adjuster. So he can only be an adjuster unless he has another entry somehow. And then down here, you just put the claim number. It's going to say, so usually this says claim number does not exist. It gives you a little green check mark. Obviously, somebody has already done a test like this. So if you get that, it will still let you enter it, but that's an indication that you should go and check and see if this job is already entered. Generally, we don't fill in the rest of this. The year built is automatically filled in when you found the address earlier. And then you have to choose a division. Most of the time, we're going with hard contents to start. And then down here is where you would put, so like if you had an email from Zach or Nick and it said this was a fire, it affected the whole house, blah, 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 that's where you would put what you would put under loss description. And then special instructions, we don't normally fill that in at first. That gets put, at later date. And then you just click save and go to sideboard and it creates the job.
Okay, so eventually when they switch me from